Really?
Yeah, we're getting like last I checked was like 6 o'clock. We're getting a quarter of inch of rain tomorrow night. I really just like
Yeah.
I just like let's just get Monday's fucking games done with, and then we can start the toilet bowl on Monday. Yeah, we're
Oh,
half
you
an inch
mean,
of rain tomorrow, 0.3 inches on Tuesday.
yeah, tomorrow, 80%. I'm just seeing that now.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a bummer. I feel like it would be good for us to get the toilet bowl done this week.
Yes.
But at the same time, like the way that the schedule is looking, it's not going to go that late into September
No, that's good
as it
then.
is. So, um, but yeah, I didn't realize that it was because I think I looked like 2 days ago and it was maybe like 40%. I want to say.
Yeah. It's
And
actually
now
not.
it's looking like 80% now for tomorrow.
Yeah, and that 5 to 6 window or 5 to 8 window is pretty bad, but it's also gone down since when I last looked this morning. So, just like last week where we thought we were going to get rained out again, um, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Didn't even come
Yeah. I mean, I
close.
thought we were for sure going to get rained out. And then overnight, that forecast just completely flipped.
I was fucking doing a rain dance because I needed a rain out because I had a guy gone that I wanted because he's not going to qualify for the playoffs now.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I hate saying this on live on the air, but I got some guys that are going to miss the toilet bowl. So I won't be pissed if we get rained out, but it's not going to affect my decision making anybody. So nobody give me any shit if we get rained out and say it's because I'm trying to push the toilet bowl. That's not the case, but I won't be mad if it does.
I was doing I had such a rain dance going on Wednesday, but it is what it is. Let's see what happens, and we'll just get her going. We
Yep.
just got the
So
toilet bowl. I got a mic. I got a mic for my speaker, so we can do a little walk up announcements like the PA, like you're at a real ball game.
that's going to be awesome.
We're gonna have
It's
some
going to be
fun with
awesome.
it. Yeah.
And we should be upstairs with the camera up there.
Mhm.
Like, do we attach it to the top of the fence or do we? Because I don't know where that like press box area. Like, I don't know if the camera you'll be able to see everything if we just like put it on the railing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to be honest. Like it's almost like run the cord down and almost attach it to the screen like we do with the phones.
Okay, so you're
Um,
thinking like put it in the same spot we normally would.
Maybe a
We're
little
just
higher,
sitting
but
up
yeah,
top.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it would be cool if we had it on the top of like the fence.
The only
Just
thing I'm thinking with that is like with that angle, are we gonna lose home? Do we care about where balls land? Like what's more important is the bigger thing.
yeah, but hey, we'll get to test it out. We'll
Well,
get to
who
try a
gives a
bunch of different
shit?
things. Yeah,
Right? We're gonna have
exactly.
some fun with it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter anymore.
trial and error. We're gonna be figuring it out. Wow,
Like, I mean,
Tony with a big suggestion here. We should get Tank to co-host the toilet bowl with you. So
you know what
that would
the
be wild.
Tony. The unfortunate part there is I'm playing in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
we're playing each other in it.
We are playing each other in the toilet bowl. So one of us is not going to make that first round. That's kind of tough. As a couple of Buckley guys, I always root for Buckley guys to continue to have success, but one of us is going to have to go.
Well, it's going to be how quickly we have fallen from what was it 2020.
Well, I think
2020
how many all-stars did you guys have this year? Did you guys have 2 or 3?
We had 2.
You had 2.
No, we had
Because
2.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, we had 3 all-stars. That means we were in the top 4 of the standings at that point.
Wow.
And now we are like firmly in 9th place. I guess
No,
tied with you guys for 8th place.
We have the tiebreaker though against you, so it's almost
Right.
it's really like tomorrow night's game's huge for toilet bowl rankings for us. I know what NHI VIP. That's a pretty big night for both of them.
Oh
I think like there's some big like the last game of the season has some big implications here. Actually,
yes.
Phantom, Monahan, and NHI are all in VIP.
So I think I didn't look all the way through the tiebreakers yet, like, but based on my conversations that I've heard, it's going to come down to one game on Monday night for who's in the toilet bowl. But for the other playoff seeding, there's other things that can still happen. Like there's still teams that could finish in 3rd or they could finish in 6th, but they can't finish in the toilet bowl. So based on what I saw going into last week, where it was like everybody was in the middle, and I was like, this is going to be a nightmare for the tiebreakers. It looks like it's not going to be as bad as I was expecting because
it's worked out.
It's worked out because and going into tomorrow night, and we're going to look at all this in a second, but A&D plays Holtz, so that's not going to affect anything. We play Torromeo. That's really not going to affect anything either. So, and then
But if you win, or if you lose, it means my game means nothing. But we both play at 6:30.
I think really all we can play for is home field in the toilet
Right.
bowl,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're playing for 8.
Yeah, we're playing for 8 versus 9. We're literally just playing for home field. And who are you guys playing? I mean, we're obviously going to see
have
all this in a
NHI,
second, but NHI,
which is a big game for NHI.
And they want, I think, and they definitely need to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be in the toilet bowl, but I think they still, those teams are still playing for home field for that first round series.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and as we saw, fifth and sixth place don't really matter as much if you get the wrong people picking you.
5th and 6th place could lead you right to the championship. We've seen it before, and in the same year. And Tony's in here again, saying the scoreboard and the stairs look great. So yeah, huge shout out to Vanti. Did a hell of a job on those stairs. And then to Dougie LaRich and TA have done a lot for the scoreboard. I know we had some issues with it on Wednesday night, but with times what we've had the scoreboard working, it's been awesome and much better. Don't have to ask, keep going up to the scorekeeper and what inning is it? Like, it's good to know where we are in the game. So
it's a huge help. It's just a nice, it's a nice little touch.
Yeah, it is. It's really not a lot, but we just got to make sure we got people doing it. But I think, like we're saying, if me and you are going to be calling some games, or you and whoever, it makes sense to probably have someone doing the scoreboard while we're also helping, do the stream. You know what I mean?
There's enough people around that just fucking
sit around and do nothing. But
yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, I've walked to the field a few times lately where it's like clearly no one's doing the scoreboard. It's just kind of sitting there. So
I know it happened the first night we had the scoreboard going. It was going all night. Then we got to the 8:30 game, and it was just like, we're the redheaded stepchild. It's like, fuck you guys.
You were doing the scoreboard for our game, right?
Yeah, it was our game, I think. Yeah, and so I would just run out. I'd update the score. I'd run back, and it was great. It's not, and that's not hard either. Like,
it's really not to do it in between innings. That's a good point. Like, that's not too difficult to do.
No,
but
it's not bad.
All right, let's dive in. Merrimack Minute, our last episode of the regular season. As you can tell, Colby is not here, but we have a special guest. I think you're on the first episode, and now on, I guess, not the last episode, just the most recent episode. Big boy J-Ro, welcome.
What's up? Thanks, Prez. It's good to be here. I ate Colby.
What's up? You ate Colby?
I ate Colby. Yeah, that's all.
Honestly, I don't really remember why he wasn't able to make it tonight, but
he's on. He had a wedding, and he took an extra night on that wedding. It's Sam's birthday tomorrow, so
gotcha. Yes. Okay, well that's a reasonable excuse, and he's gonna have some time to make up for it anyway, because we're gonna be having a little special episode on Tuesday night, right? A little toilet bowl preview.
Oh yeah, are we doing it? Well, I guess it all depends on what time we're doing, or what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, if it doesn't get rained out, but I think we were talking about. I mean, it'll actually work out really good, but we were talking 7 to 7:30 on Tuesday. Get a little toilet bowl preview. Talk a little bit. At that point, we'll be able to also tell kind of where the final four are, and we can start thinking about who might they pick and things like that. So it's going to be good. But we had another big week, a lot of separation in the standings last week in Merrimack. We had some weird scores. I know you guys had a weird game last Monday. Weird one.
Sure, we'll go with
we'll go with a weird one. But let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So on Monday night, like I said, the standings were ridiculous going into Monday night. I think we had 5 teams tied at 12-12 going into Monday night. So a lot was to be decided this week. We'll start. What a week for A&D, where it's just, again, next man up, and not the next 10 men up. Sometimes it's just the next 9 men up.
So whoever shows up to the field, you're going out there and figuring it out.
Man, I've played with 9 a bunch in a season before, and my winning percentage was not very good. A&D is 3-0 this year, playing with 9.
So now do they go into the playoffs just going with 9, seeing if that works? I mean,
it has been discussed, I think. I don't know if it's jokingly it's been discussed, but it's been enough for me to talk to TA and be like, hey, what's the rule on that? Like, I don't think we actually have ever this is what we're saying at the beginning of the year. You can never prepare for everything.
Right.
And it's like, we've never talked about can a team play with 9 in the playoffs, because it's just never really been a realistic thing,
It's great. I know they beat us with 9 early in the year, and I think it's happened. It looks like it happened Monday, and then this past Wednesday. Not as bad, but still the same. I know they beat us with 9, and I think Dustin Pope. I forget. They had like their top 4 hitters got up each of the first 3 innings. I'm like, this sucks.
Well, and that's, I think, the argument for wanting to play with 9 is if you have a really good 9, both offensively and defensively, that's just a lot. You just turn that order over a lot quicker and a lot more at bats for the guys at the top. Like, I think Dustin said he got like 7 at bats in a game the other night or something like that. But yeah, Monday night they were at the Legion. Not only did they win with 9, but they run ruled. They won 20-5 with 9.
Well, and that's I think they beat us. Let's see, 16, 13. I think they put up, they either put up 16 or 17 runs with 9 the last time when they played us. So in 3 games, that's where are they down there? So 42 plus, let's just say 16, 58 runs. And they almost averaged 20 runs a game with 9 guys.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's ridiculous. But again, that's, you're rolling to the top of the order a lot quicker. You're getting your studs up. But yeah, man, they are rolling into the playoffs. I don't think anybody could disagree that it's, they're the favorites going into the playoffs. No doubt about it.
Is this Colby's year? Is this his year where he climbs that mountain and gets over the hump into the championship? He has to get to the ship first.
For sure. I think he's thinking about it the right way. He's just thinking about it one series at a time, which is what you got to do. But, I'm obviously not rooting for him. I'm rooting for me. But yeah, like, I won't be pissed if they win. Let's just say that. Like, he's done a hell of a job the last 3 years. And it'll be a big, chip on his shoulder if he was to not make it to the finals, like you're saying, this year.
Hey,
it would be tough.
When Buckley won 2 years ago, if they had Cy and Benny Call that last game, I think we're playing them in the championship. I think
it's very, very possible. Very, very possible. And I think they ran through the regular season last year, from what I remember. Like, they were in first all year. But yeah, we'll see if they can put it together in the playoffs. I know they're going to have a tough decision to make. I feel like I know whoever comes out of that toilet bowl, the 2 teams plus, whoever finishes in 5-6, there's arguments to be made for any of them. But they keep rolling. They keep rolling. So we'll go into the Peterson game. A lot to recap here on Monday night. We can take as long or as little as you like.
We're just going to do this about as quickly as possible. No, it was, we were down. It was a tight game in the beginning. It was like 3-4-0 for a bit. And then finally we got to like the 5th inning. Joey V hit a grand slam. And then that was it. It was 8-0. Then we just didn't score, obviously.
Right.
But
I think I was doing the scorebook for this game, and it was like 4-0 the entire game. And we were playing the 7:30. I was like, none of my guys are here. We're screwed. Like,
it's the first time all year the 7:30 got off on time. But no, and it was we left some guys on base early in the game. We had first and second in the first. We had leadoff walk in the second, and then just couldn't advance it. NHI that night, they were ripe for a beating. Like, to be honest with you,
I would agree.
Very, very. They could have easily been beat if we could have hit at all. But it was what it was. I thought it might be a little closer. We were missing a couple key pieces. NHI had their guys going, and their center fielder made a hell of a catch going to left center. That kind of killed. There was a couple of plays that killed some stuff, but
it was Cam Lada that plays center for them.
Yeah.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah. So, it was what it was. It's just kind of our paintbrushes are a little dry right now.
Yeah. I was thinking we haven't seen a lot of goose eggs in the league. I don't know if this is the first legit goose egg of the year, but I can't remember the last non-forfeit goose egg, but we'll move past that.
Yeah, let's get rid of this game.
We'll get past that game. So 6:30 on Monday at Twardowski, VFW with the 20-13 win over Monahan. I don't really have much on this game. I know we were both at Martell. Did you hear anything on this one?
It sounded a lot like ours, because I know TA came over and I was talking to him because so much, going into last week, if any team went 1-2, you're in the toilet bowl. Like, that was pretty much a lock. So, once we lost that game, I knew Monahan. We were playing Monahan Wednesday, so I really wanted to know what Monahan did. I stayed for the whole night. And TA said the same thing. Said, well, we didn't really hit. And I said, hey, hold my beer. But he said they didn't get it going. VFW, they were missing Gallo. So they had they had a chance to kind of take VFW, but they just couldn't string it together. That's kind of what I got from TA.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, it was a big week for VFW. First of 2 wins. I think they've kind of started towards the end of this season, have started to kind of pick it up going into the playoffs. I think they're probably looking at a top 4 seed from what I remember.
Yeah, I think they've got third locked up, or at least damn close to it. They're 14-12 right now.
And they're alone in third, right?
What's that? Yeah, they're
by themselves. Yeah.
Yes, they've won 3 in a row, and they've got Monahan Monday night. Like, I don't know what their tiebreakers look like because I'm not doing that for many other teams, but I would say VFW is kind of in that spot. Yeah, you can do that when everything's final.
Yeah, like as much as people like, I want to be able to tell people all these possible scenarios. It's really not worth my time. Like, just let's play the games and let's just settle it out. Then is kind of my thought.
This isn't ESPN where we're trying to figure out who's in the wild card of the NFL, in the AFC or NFC.
Right. But at the same time, all the information I have access to figure that out, everybody else has access to. You know what I mean? I've told people what the tiebreakers are. You can go on the website and see what the scores were, just like me. You can.
What do you mean? There's a website? What are you talking about?
There's a website. We're actually looking at it right now. And
I
the bylaws
say that recently.
Really?
The only problem with the bylaws is, or the only complaint about the website is on mobile. You can't find a lot of the stuff. Where are the bylaws on here?
It should be in the about section, or maybe in the home.
Oh, that's section.
Okay. Yeah, one of those.
There it is.
But yeah, the mobile version, I agree, is not great. And there's other little weird parts of the website too, where like if you click on a team, you expect to go to like their regular page, but it's just like sometimes a box score or it's something weird. I don't know.
But it gives you what you need. It gives you honestly, what do you need? You need schedule and games played. That's it.
Pretty much.
And standards. Pretty much. I don't care about much else.
And that's really, you're right. That's all you need. I think it does the job for sure. Mm-hmm. Could there be better options? Sure. Like
those cost money.
But this costs a little bit of money. It's not bad. But I also did this for fall ball, and I was just on a whim. I think the Rochester League might actually use this website. I think I might have stolen that from them. But
the one good thing we picked up from Rochester.
Yeah.
Besides some of their players.
Yeah, we have picked up a few. But we also have guys playing both, it sounds like. Both Rochester and Merrimack. Sure do.
Didn't hurt me on Wednesday night, but anyway.
Let's go to that 7:30 game on Monday. So Torromeo with another win, 19-17 over Buckley Disposal. This was kind of what's become a vintage Buckley game, which is get down huge early, battle back, make it close, give yourself a chance at the end, and just can't string it together at the end. That's the best way I could summarize not only this loss but kind of our losing streak.
It felt that. I thought you guys were coming on there at the end in that game. But it was kind of like our game where, you had an opportunity to win it and you just couldn't close the deal. The same thing kind of here. Here you had an opportunity to win it and just couldn't finish the game. My bigger question is, why is Torromeo so hated?
I don't
know. Is it Dougie and Tony? I don't think so. Or is it just Dougie and Tony being on the same team?
Is it Brett posting stuff on the Facebook like that they're that they're the best and all this stuff? Is it Kyle? Kyle, his head feels a little big about coaching right now when he's down at the field.
He doesn't shut.
Could be a lot of things. Up. They got a good squad though. I'm telling you, like that team when they have 10. I mean, everyone's going to be really, really good with 10, but that they have a really strong 10, and I think that they have just as much of a chance as A&D. I think to win this whole thing.
I agree. I mean, take a look at Torromeo. When you go to your 10, now you look at some of the guys that maybe will come off the bench and like some pinch hit roles, spot defensively, or spot run. Like they're poised for a run. And I know having Artie last year, having Artie on the bump and being able to put him there and maybe KP somewhere else, really helps. Even if it's
mid. Kyle was to get, one of them is, walking guys. You have the option to bring in the other guy, and it's not going to, you don't have to make a huge change in your lineup to do it. They're going to have a really strong outfield. in a 5-man. They're a good team. They're a good team. It's gonna be interesting to see what Coach Kyle puts together for the playoffs, and because I could see it, losing game 1 in a series is back against the wall, can be tough. So we'll see how they do.
That's what I'm curious about. If he loses game 1, what he looks like in game 2.
For sure. That's the hardest part. And a lot of teams that end up winning in this league, I feel like drop at least one game in that first round, and then that kind of sparks the boys. But they're playing good. They're playing good right now. 8:30 game was a great one on Monday night. 22-21.
Did you
VIP
see the
over
bull?
Phantom.
Did you see the bull come running across the diamond during the game?
No.
Vanty?
I did. Actually, I saw that. Vanty was on fire that night.
So angry.
That game had serious playoff vibes to it. Like that felt, and that's actually the game next tomorrow night that really decides who's in the toilet bowl, is a rematch of these two teams. I don't know. As far as I know, VIP is going to definitely be missing some guys tomorrow because it was Cooch's wedding this weekend in Colorado. I don't know how many of them are going to be back in time for their game tomorrow. But boy, that game was a barn burner at the end.
I did not want to stick around the field that all night that night, and I hung out for all these games. And then when I saw Vanty, I knew he was real mad because the top of his head even got red, and he's got the steam coming through his nose. I guess somebody on the sidelines was chirping and just running their mouth, and he just fucking lost it. And I love it. I love seeing angry Vanty.
Oh, I didn't see that coming out of anywhere. Like I've never seen anything like it, but he didn't say anything bad. Like it was kind of awesome. It got me fired up. I don't know.
I was ready to go through a wall.
I had no idea what was going on because that game was chirpy. Like there was a little bit of talking, mostly, not from Vanty's team side.
Yeah,
that VIP team can be a little bit chirpy, but a lot of it I feel like is, internal. Like they're chirping each other, trying to, motivate each other, and less of like picking on guys on the other team.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think they do. They feed off each other a lot. That team does. Yeah,
for sure.
But this is going to be a great game.
TB just, he just has to be talking. I feel like I heard him say that yesterday in Connecticut. He was just like, man, sometimes I know I should stop talking, but I just can't. I just can't.
He's a guy where if he's quiet, and I think if he's not talking or he's quiet, I think I don't know if he would play as well as he I don't know if he'd hit as well as he does. Like I think it would alter how he plays the game if he is a quiet player.
It's almost part of his like routine, like his game routine type of thing, where it's like he needs to be, he's got to have something going. But that was a crazy game because I think what was it? VIP they were playing with 9, as far as I know, in that game. VIP definitely was playing with 9.
Were they?
Yep, they were playing with 9, and they were up pretty big. And Phantom made a huge comeback. They had a huge inning. Yeah, I think it was I want to say it was either the top or the bottom of the 6th. I forget which team was the home team in this one. But they had scored like 11 in this inning, and VIP made a mound visit. Shortstop Silas came from shortstop and went to the pitcher's mound, and then there was all of a sudden mayhem, confusion, and this is actually right before Vanty freaked out. But mayhem, confusion about how many mound visits you're allowed to have. So most people know the rule that if you have 2 mound visits in the same inning, the pitcher has to come out of the game. So the way it was being described to us on the sideline, not that we had not that we made the call, like the way it was described to the ump. And I think there was confusion about when the mound visit was, but he made the pitcher come out of the game, and VIP was not happy about it. Come to find out, the mound visit was earlier in the game. So there was one in like the 3rd inning, and there was one in the 6th inning. So the pitcher doesn't have to come out of the game. So credit to the umpire. He kind of reversed the call. Mitch took it well. Mitch knew that that's, the right rule. Right. But at the same time, I think I was talking to Vanty, and I think in Merrimack, in New Hampshire, the umpires have been maybe told to limit teams to 2 per game, but it didn't seem clear to me enough. So a little bit of confusion on that, but I don't really think that had a huge impact on the outcome of this game. But at the same time, Cody came in, got an out right off the bat, and kind of broke up Phantom's momentum a little bit. So crazy game.
That was. I can't. What time are they playing tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be a fun one. I hope I get a chance to watch that one.
I think it's another 8:30.
Perfect.
It is another 8:30.
Actually, tomorrow night I'm not sticking around because that's when the rain will be picking up.
Oh, that's true. Hopefully that doesn't get rained.
I really hope we get pushed back. I just start the rain at like 9:30, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, let's say we were to get through 4 games tomorrow and not that one. It's not like we can just be like, oh, that's not a game we have to make up. Like, we definitely have to make that game up.
Well, so it's funny you say that because I was looking, I was thinking about that. I was driving around today. I was like, man, like, what games matter? Because if we get to a spot tomorrow and the rain starts coming, let's say we get all the 6:30s done, the 7:30 get done, and then the 8:30 maybe starts, or if the 8:30 was actually, Prez, could you flip them? But if you'd like the A&D Holtz game doesn't matter. Right. So if that's the 8:30 game, it doesn't matter. So if that game gets rained out, whatever. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Not in like a negative sense, but like it has no bearing on the effect for playoffs.
Right. And I don't think and along that line, I don't think there's any players that have to make that game. Right. For Holtz and A&D to be playoff eligible. Because that would be another thing we would have to factor in for if the game matters or not. If there's a specific guy that needs to make one more game for playoffs. I saw Tony commented in here, any guys that have to play the next one to be playoff eligible. I think it's a lot less. I don't think there's anyone this year. I think it's pretty cut.
I got a couple guys.
Oh, you got 2?
I have a couple guys that need to make Monday's game.
Need to make Monday.
Game. Yeah, for playoff.
So yeah, I don't want to say it's usually there's a lot of guys that have to make the last game. I think there was a lot of people that had to make 2 going into last week, and they made both. Okay. Hayes, Rusin, Buckley. I think there might have been a couple other guys. I think HUD was eligible last week. A lot of people kind of, and shout out to Buckley again, 2 years in a row where he made like 8 in a row to be where it looked at one point like he was no chance of being playoff eligible. Just ripped off 8 in a row, and now, he's an option for us. He's still a good player. So, all right, let's get into Wednesday night here. First game at the Legion, 31-12, VFW over Buckley. This is one of those games where the score is a little deceiving. We were up 12-11 going into the 5th inning of this game.
Oh, that hurt.
We were up 12-11 going to the 5th, and then they, rattled off 20 unanswered. This had no bearing on the game, but they had in that top of the 7th. I think they scored 15. Yeah, so I think we were down like 14-12 going to the top of the 7th. So we still had a chance to win this one. 3 outs, and we just need to score 3. And they scored 15, and or whatever whatever it was. But it was getting dark. Like the game ended at like 7:45 at the Legion, and that's another thing that's going to be tough about tomorrow. Is usually if there's rain, at least expected, even if it doesn't come, it's usually a little bit darker out there. It's gonna be tough to get into those 6:30 games tomorrow.
Really?
But
I'm looking outside my window right now. It's 7:30, and I would not want to be playing softball right now.
Oh, right. I mean, thank God we had a lot of pearls, because I was basically saying like keep throwing in the brand new ones, because those are the ones that we can actually see.
Right.
Luckily we were able to get the game done. But I'm excited that we only have 1 league game left at the Legion this year.
I'll tell you after tomorrow night what I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, VFW, that last inning was just ridiculous. Just base hit, home run, base hit, gap down the line. We weren't really making errors. They were just smoking the ball. Everybody, they hit through the lineup, I think, twice. It's one of those tough innings. You're standing out there, you're like, all right, yeah, I think we're good. I think this is over. Like we can go home now,
Uncle.
But yeah, Uncle. So 6:30 Martell game, Monahan with the 13-5 win over Peterson. So I mean, you scored 5 more than you did.
Scored 5
on Monday. Yeah.
We hit let's see, a 2-runner, a solo. I think we hit 2 solos and a 2-runner in the first inning, and that was about it. Yeah, I mean, listen, I was on the mound. Again, we had a thin lineup. I was on the mound. I had Euro and left. We just kind of moved around. Monahan, same kind of thing. I saw what TA was talking about on Monday night. Just, struggling a little bit and not being able to kind of score the way they have. But I think he's getting some guys back. But, that solidified us, right? We got our plungers and we're ready for the toilet bowl.
That was a big win for them because I think, like you're saying, they've been kind of struggling to put it together. They definitely wanted to avoid the toilet bowl. And I think they're pretty much locked out of the toilet bowl as far as I know. But that was a big win for them.
Because they own tiebreakers. That makes sense.
Yeah, because of the tiebreakers. I think they have Tia was telling me they have the tiebreaker on Phantom and they have the tiebreaker on VIP. So I think that's why that loser of that Phantom VIP game, I believe, is going to be in the toilet bowl. So 6:30 Twardowski game Wednesday. Phantom, big number here, 33-17 over Holtz. Big win. I think Angelo hit 3 homers in this game.
I know Vanty went up to him at one point and said, "Hey, let's save one for the last inning," and he did. And then he just started hitting gaps. Yeah, because he hit
looks like they really needed that home run in the last inning. But
good call, Vanty.
Yeah, good call. But I think that 3 home runs on Wednesday night. If that's, let me see is this true? I gotta see if I'm making that up. Nope. Yeah, he hit 3 on Wednesday night.
Ooh, so we got a tight race here.
So that's what I'm saying. Now that gives him an outside shot at being at the home run title, because this is almost identical to what he was in last year, where he was down 3 going into the last night, and he had to hit 4, and the other guy hit 0, and the other guy hit 0 earlier in the night, and then the 8:30 low hit 4. And I remember we were down the left field lot watching, and everyone was hoping he would get an at bat. And it was impressive last year more for Lowe because they forfeited like 7 games.
9,
so like he won the home run title with like 7 less games than everybody else, which is so impressive. But
here's the difference on Monday. Their game means everything.
Now it matters. It matters. So it's like that game last year for them, he could have just blown out solos. I think they hit him lead off, and it was just like, let's just get him as many at bats as possible and just everyone else don't hit home runs. Now it's, and Lowe is the type of guy that he knows that it's more important to get the win on Monday night than for him to win the home run title. He's already got one of those. So, yeah, big win there for Phantom. I mean, again, now they control their own destiny. If they would have lost that one, I think they'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So another game with 9 for A&D on Wednesday night. So they swept the week with 9 guys, 22-16 over VIP.
Heyman's catch.
No wrong. That's what I heard. I was just a little bit late for that. I might have gotten there like 20 minutes after that happened, but that's all I heard about when I got to the field was that this was like a legit home run robbery.
TB hit a moonshot, so TB hit one that was it was real high trajectory, came down. It was going to land on the other side of the fence. Heyman's in right field, jumps, robs it, brings it back in.
Yeah. I heard it was like not one of those ones where it was a question whether it was going out or not. Like he reached over the fence. The ball was on the other side of the fence. Just jumped up, snatched it. What a steal that guy has been. He's been really, really good.
He's been awesome for them. They've got some electric young kids on that team.
I mean, that was just he was somebody that kind of just you can't really tell. You couldn't tell much from his tryout. And
right.
He was just kind of one of those guys that was just on the list and you never really knew. And man, Colby struck gold with that one because he got him with one of his last picks.
Yeah.
And he'll be a guy for sure that you look at and say, when we look at the draft results at the end of the season, when we look at it and say, like, how the hell did that happen? like what? So he'll be a guy that'll be an interesting name going into next year's draft for sure.
Yeah, it'll be curious. It's also nice for Colby to grab, him and then have Tucker again to balance out the curmudgeonness of Dustin and Pope. So you get those two, and then you get Heyman and Tucker all upbeat and positive. It really balances out. It's like a nice nice vinaigrette, if you will, with those.
Absolutely.
Together.
Some positivity and some optimism just bleeding through. But last game of the week, 29-16, Torromeo with the win over NHI. I think NHI's got another guy kind of along those lines we were talking about. That Tyler Daniil guy, I saw him make a really nice play in the outfield the other day. I know he's been playing really well. He plays basically every inning. I think that's another guy that was a steal in the draft this year.
Huge steal.
Yeah.
V with his late steals, which he's known for.
Of course, his advanced scouting, and he knows all the players that everybody doesn't know. But a great evaluator of talent, we'll say, is Joe Venturini. So Torromeo with that 29-16 win, again, they don't have anything to play for anymore. They locked up, I think, second place either Monday or Wednesday. So they are, locked in to second place, and they're poised for a run, like we were saying, in the playoffs.
I think Torromeo, when they go out before games, either to Los Primos or to Pizza Rama, right near the Shaw's there.
I didn't know they go there.
Oh yeah, I think
no.
they're
the one next to Shaw's is Pizza Co, but Pizza Roma.
Pizza Co, that's
place.
It.
Okay.
So I think they crush espresso martinis at Pizza Co, and then when they go to Primos, they do Marg Towers, and I think their winning percentage when they go and do that before games is pretty high.
Pretty high. So they got to keep doing it then.
Yeah, I think they're over 750, 800 around there.
Yeah.
Although, Jeff, maybe you should skip out on that so you don't throw balls behind you anymore.
All I know is that I learned this weekend, Torromeo player Chris Grandmason is a wild man. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
he's a wild man. I had no idea, and boy, I learned big time quickly. on Friday night the hotel in Connecticut. I was like, this guy gets pretty wild. He was always quiet. I never really knew much about him, but man.
I've learned this year, because you're right. Like, I actually reintroduced myself in the beginning of the year to him and didn't put 2 and 2 together that I was Graham Mason. I thought I was a new guy. And oh yeah, I've gotten to know Graham Mason a bit this year, and I've seen some snaps of Graham Mason throughout the season. He's got
electric.
No shame. Oh yeah,
he is electric. Electric. So our last standings look here before the end of the season.
Just scroll up so it's NHI and above, so we don't have to see the bottom 3 teams there.
Oh,
just for our own personal
fucking
safety.
Yeah, right. Tough year for us, and I think you guys probably the same. But that's the beauty of the league. We still got a chance. Still got a chance.
It's wild seeing NHI at 484 runs for, leading the league and being in 6th.
I know. Technically, it says 7th right there, right?
I mean 7th, yeah. Like fighting for that last playoff spot, that last couple or toilet bowl. Like, and their run differentials, it's only it's 21, but yeah, it's wild that they score that many runs, but just don't have the have more ability to be higher up.
For sure. I just, the one thing I don't know about NHI's tiebreakers, because again, of course, we can see 4 guys here. Caven was there on Friday night. He knows, and I couldn't agree more with this comment. The guy is all time. But yeah, so NHI, I don't know what their tiebreaker situation is, but I'm pretty sure, as far as it's been vetted by TA, who I definitely trust to have, crossed all of his T's and dotted all of his I's. Phantom versus VIP, even though they show, in 4th place here, I think those are the 2 teams that are playing for the toilet bowl. It's almost like the pre-toilet bowl on Monday night. So lot to play for, a lot of action.
It's exciting because tomorrow, and this is why I don't want it to get rained out. Tomorrow is going to be exciting because my game with NHI means a lot. Your game with VFW Torromeo means a lot for you because there's more home field advantage.
Yep.
NHI is kind of where you could place. Monahan VFW locks up 3rd if VFW wins. Monahan, they're locked out of the toilet bowl, so for them maybe it's a little different.
But they could still, I think, finish in the top 4. Monahan could and have home field in the first round. Yep.
So like all of these games outside A&D and Holtz have playoff implications, and it's going to be fucking great.
For sure. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, I mean, it's still kind of crowded here in the middle, but we're starting to get a little bit more separation. So
1 and 9 in your last 10, Jim?
Yeah, not good.
I thought 3 and 7 was bad.
Dude, 1 and 9. And nothing against the Holtz boys. I see them in the comments here, but our 1 in the last 10 was the walk-off in 8 innings against Holtz. So, but like I said, these games we're battling back. Our team's fighting back. We're not giving up in these games. So I gotta love that. And all it takes, we win 1 in that toilet bowl, and we could, We could
Rattle it off.
we could absolutely surprise some teams.
Hey, you win the
playoffs.
one in the toilet bowl, and like you said, you win that first game of the series. You never know what could happen. You
Anything
never
can
know.
happen. Anything can happen from there.
It's not a series until you lose at home.
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, you're right. You're so right. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna do some picks, but we'll do a quick explanation of what happens from here. So for the rest of the week. So again, let's assume that we're gonna play tomorrow night. No rain out. So tomorrow night would be the last game of the regular season. That means that after tomorrow night, we will know who is playing in the toilet bowl on Wednesday. So Tuesday night, we are going to do a little toilet bowl preview and a little bit of a mini playoff, or at least seeding preview and a final regular season recap. We'll do that on Tuesday night. I think we're doing 7 to 7:30.
Yeah, I think so. We'll call that the bidet. We'll call that the bidet.
I like that. We'll call it the bidet. Exactly. So we'll do the bidet on Tuesday, 7 to 7:30. We'll make sure we keep that one quick because you guys are going to be going off. I think
we're
at
going
7:30 or 8.
Yeah, we go at 8. So it'll be nice to go everybody on the same night.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be fun. And then Wednesday night. So and Timmy Real, we're going to take a look at the home run totals here when I share my screen again in a second. But yes, that home run race is likely going to be decided in that Holtz A&D game. So it has a little bit of impact, at least. It might not have any playoff implications, but at least we'll have some award implications there. We'll say. I don't know if they actually get an award, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, so Wednesday night will be the toilet bowl. So the 7 seed, they'll get to decide if they want to play the 7 o'clock game or the 8 o'clock game. That 7 seed will be playing against Holtz. And then the 8-9 game will be Buckley versus Peterson at whatever time that the 7 seed does not choose. Home field to be decided for that game. And then by the time we leave on Wednesday night, we will know what the first round matchups are. So the way that it works is once the toilet bowl is over, we'll know who we'll say the top 1 through 8 seeds are. We'll just, for simplicity's sake, the 1 seed A&D will get to choose first from the bottom 4 teams only. So the 5, 6, and the 2 teams that came out of the toilet bowl, they'll get to choose from those 4 teams who they want to play in the first round. A&D will also get to choose which time slots they want for their games. We'll go over those options on Tuesday night. But then the 2 seed gets to choose the remaining teams and the remaining field times, and then the 3 seed and so on. And then the fourth place team, they just get whatever's left. Usually, I don't know, it could be any team, but usually the Twardowski game is usually what they get left with. Yeah. So yeah, and then that's kind of the plan for bat testing. All the toilet bowl teams, you will need to test your bats before your games on Wednesday. And for everybody else, I encourage you to come down to the toilet bowl, not only to hang out and watch, because it's going to be, it's going to be playoff action. It's going to be do or die, but also get your bats tested on Wednesday night so that it's a lot easier on Monday night. Less bats for us to test. It's going to be hectic. That first night of playoffs, it always is. Making sure everybody, is getting their bats tested and we're good to go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think anything I missed there, J-Ro?
I think you got it pretty good. I think that the big thing you said, and I'd love to see, is for that toilet bowl night, let's get as many guys down to the field and really have some fun with it. I know last year the toilet bowl was a blast. Anybody new, just come down, let's hang out and let's have ourselves a night, get your bats tested and make sure you bring your Coca-Colas and Frescas.
Absolutely. Bring an extra Fresca for me, maybe one for J-Ro. But yeah, so that's kind of the public service announcements. We're going to wrap up here in the next couple minutes. We'll take a look at the home run race. And then we will also make some picks. Colby has basically sealed up the pick win on the year. So another L for me.
I'm so disappointed by you for that, by the way.
I started out so hot. If we ran the tape back, my God, bad.
Then Colby kind of came DraftKings account.
Oh man, but that's right around the corner. I can't wait.
Can't wait. Oh. Next weekend we got college ball.
Getting close. I know. So first, let's take a look at the home runs. So Colby loves a good Fresca. I don't know why he's just sitting here commenting. Just couldn't jump on. But.
Go take fucking Sam out. Will you stop it, Colby? Go take your beautiful girlfriend out on the town. Don't be sitting here listening to us, you asshole.
For real. So I second that. But so Dustin, he's got the 1 home run advantage right now on Gio. and they are playing each other on Monday night.
At
So
Twardarski.
At Twardowski. So that should be interesting. I assume Dustin will be hitting leadoff. They probably have 9 guys because they always have 9 guys. And yeah, that one's up for grabs. And then can't count out Lowe.
No.
Lowe's playing at 8:30 tomorrow night. If we get the games in, not that he needs it to be cool, but that helps.
Now,
And
question for you. Let's say we have
right there.
a tie. Let's say we have Dustin and Gio end up tied, or Lowe, Dustin, Gio ends up tied. How are we going to describe? Are we going to split this up?
It's tough. It's tough. I could see the argument that it should be at that point home runs per game played.
That's what I was thinking.
So that would kind of give Gio, but I don't know if we've ever really had a tie at the top, or or if there's real reason for us to, break the tie, because it's not like they get anything or win anything.
No,
but
notoriety is what you get.
No, it is a bragging rights for sure. As someone who's won the home run title in this league, toot.
There you go.
There you go. Had to sneak in a little toot. Tony was tooting pretty hard yesterday in Connecticut, so I needed
shocker.
And I just want to be like Tony. So let's take a look at who's actually, let's do this first. Let's go back to page 1. Who's still on the list for the Ironman Award? Not missing a single game.
Ironman Award.
The Ironman Awards. We got a lot of guys. We got 3 Monahan guys on here. And Lowe, like we were saying, we were talking about Lowe. He's a stud. Wow. So 3 NHI guys and 3 Monahan guys on this list. So Orlando, Jeff Greigel from Torromeo, Benny from VFW, Kudalakis from Monahan, Cam Lada from NHI, Hollywood also from NHI, Dobbs from Monahan, Johnny Raymond from VFW, Angelo from Phantom, and Joey V from NHI. So all those guys haven't missed a game all year. Kudos to those guys.
Hollywood, I'm surprised about.
Me
Dobbs,
too.
I'm surprised about. Just because of the getting married. Getting married this summer.
Oh, that's
why. Yeah, that's Dobbs really getting married this summer, I'm surprised by.
Yeah. The other one's not as surprising. Lowe, I don't think he missed any of the games last year either. Mm-hmm. Johnny and Benny make pretty much every game every year. Kudalakis, same thing. Joey, I was a little surprised about. Usually he's got a vacation or a work trip or something mixed in over the course of the year. But yeah, Hollywood kind of surprised me as being there every game. And I don't know, like you said, if it wasn't for the only reason, the wedding, well, usually he's at every game. But you're right.
Him and Ian both getting married is why I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple other guys,
Euro just got dropped off or Greg Kelly. I don't remember Greg missing one, but yeah, there's a lot of guys at 25 plus, 24 plus.
Right. And like Tucker, for example, they forfeited one of their games. So he's technically made all of the games that he could have made.
Shocking.
But yeah, tough forfeit in that one. But let's take a look.
Combine.
So everyone's got to make 16 games in order to play in the playoffs. So let's see. So the guys that were eligible as of last week, TA, Pat Bradney's got his game. Buckley, like I mentioned, Gallo played against us Wednesday, so he's eligible.
Got
it. Zach Graham, I think he played. He did not play Monday.
Not last week, but the week prior, he got his.
Yep. Hayes and Rusin both made their game last week. That was needed.
That's going to get people fired up.
Oh, Rusin. I'm sure he hasn't gotten anyone fired up all year. And then, I think you got 2 guys on here that need to make it. What, Feeney,
Bajan, Pikachu. Borelli's unfortunately hurt for the rest of the year.
He's out for the year, unfortunately. Yeah. Crockett was on the DL, but so he's already playoff eligible, but he sat out 6 games, so he didn't have to make all 16. I think Heymans is a guy that we were just already talking about. He's got to make it tomorrow night.
Yeah. How about that one below Pikachu? Pope.
So Pope, he's got to make Monday night in order to play.
Wow.
Because I don't think he was on the DL. I can actually look.
I don't
believe he was on the DL.
No, because I know he was still kind of around on weekends as well. So
we'll have to take a look.
Wow,
we'll have to take a look. But yeah, there's a couple guys, but a lot. Like I was saying, it would have been interesting if guys like Rusin and Hayes and Pat, if they missed last week, because Pat had his daughter on
yesterday,
Saturday.
Yeah. Congratulations, Pat.
Yeah, congratulations, Pat. But I can't imagine he would have been able to make, tomorrow night to be playoff eligible. So that would have been tough. All
third
right.
overall pick misses playoffs. That would have been great. I would have loved that for KP.
That would have been wild. Yeah, and then he would have used that as an excuse forever.
KP using an excuse, I'd be fucking shocked about it.
Forever. So last week's picks, Colby, another 6-1 week for him. He's
wow,
just absolutely on fire. I actually had a good week for me. I was 4-3. So if we look at
so
the
glad
standings,
you guys didn't take the Peterson games. You probably would have picked against me anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, be smart.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't helped that I've picked Buckley every time during this 1-for-9
yeah, that
stretch.
hurts.
But so Colby ended up running away with this thing 48-30. I'm at 500, which is tough. I did well on my pick of the weeks though all year, 10-1 on my pick of the week. I can at least hang my hat that I won the pick of the week battle. But let's go ahead and pick these games. And then I don't know. Somebody asked me in the parking lot the other day if we're going to pick playoff matchups and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I was like, of course we will. We got it.
What are we, communists? Fuck out of here. Of course you're picking the playoff. That's where the money is made.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the people want. So we got to do it. So let's go ahead and pick. We're going to pick all 5 games. That was nice of Colby to do, to give me a little bit of a chance to make some ground up. I don't think there's really as much I can do though.
Hey, you can make it up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can. It's true. So, like we said, this is the big game of the night. This is the 8:30 game.
Mm-hmm.
Colby's pick is Phantom. It's Colby's column, right? Yeah, that's Colby's column.
It has all the green in it. I would assume it's Colby's.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I am gonna also go with Phantom because I do think that they're gonna be pretty short. VIP, that is.
If this isn't a rainout, it's Phantom's game. I take Phantom all day.
All right, so we all have Phantom avoiding the toilet bowl. Jero, you're up next. Peterson, NHI.
Why not? We'll end the season on a high note. Let's go, Peterson. Come on, Painters. Let's go.
Love it. I'm going to take Peterson as well.
We got Zach back. Hilly's back. Let's go.
I'm going to take Peterson for the sole purpose. Like, I think our team could end up winning, being like, oh yeah, we're going to play a home game for the toilet bowl, and then you guys steal a win, and it doesn't matter. Like, and at that point, it doesn't matter. But I do think Colby's pick of the week was actually NHI. So,
wow. Way to go out on a limb there, Colby.
Yeah. 6:30 Martell tomorrow. Buckley, Tormeo. I know he took Tormeo. I'm never gonna stop picking Buckley.
I love that.
And you're gonna take.
I'm gonna take Buckley. Same Buckley reason guy. As you are. Yeah, Buckley guy, and I think you guys are gonna figure it out. And I mean, this is another clean sweep here.
All right, so we're obviously all gonna take A and D, but who do we have winning the home run title?
Gio.
Okay.
I think Gio does it.
I want to pick Low. I really do.
I don't think Low. Like, I just don't think Low. Fuck, I don't know. So to me, it's Dustin versus Gio, and you know what? I'm taking my pick back. I'm going with Dustin, and the reason being, if Dustin is pitching, he will make sure Gio doesn't get a pitch to hit out. He'll throw him strikes, but he's not going to throw him anything to hit out.
That's a great point. I think we've talked about that too, because they're pitching against each other also.
Yes.
So Dustin's like, if Gio pitches around me, I'll pitch around him. But if he pitches to me, I'll pitch to him.
Oh boy!
But that
maybe it is Low's to take.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just gonna say. Is maybe Low. I'm gonna go with Low. I'm gonna take Low. I think Low.
So we got Low.
I think he'll
like
at least tie.
410.
He's got to be plus like 650. I would say, like, because he needs 3 to tie, 4 to win, and that's if Dustin and Gio hit 0.
That's a lot. Dugas is pitching.
Oh, that's true. Dustin is done pitching, but Dustin, if he's getting pitched around, Dustin will put himself in and be like, "All right,
They'll just start telling him, walk Gio. Gio, go to first."
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Wow.
But all right, last game, Monahan VFW. I think this one definitely has some playoff implications. I believe Colby took VFW.
That sounds right.
I am going to take Monahan.
I'm going completely full circle on my picks in the beginning of the year, my hot take where I said VFW was going to be in the toilet bowl, and I'm now going to take VFW to finish in the top 4.
In the top 3. Yeah. Okay.
Top 3. Yeah. They'll finish third from
Top
being
3.
in the toilet bowl in the week 1 after the draft to now the 3rd place finish.
Yeah. So, all right. Colby's pick of the week. Like I said, I think he's picked NHI as his pick of the week like 3 weeks in a row.
It's a pretty good.
You know, I'm gonna use it on a game that matters. I'll take Phantom tomorrow night.
Well, that's where I was gonna look. I can't do that now. I'm gonna take VFW as a pick of the week.
Okay.
I was gonna go Phantom until you took it.
Okay. All right. So we're on the same page.
Yeah. So we'll just to spread the love around a little bit. And A&D is too easy at this point.
Exactly. Like I haven't taken A&D once as a pick of the week. Like they've just been
It's also easy. It's also easy to win the pick 'em when you're just taking your own team and you're taking your own team and his team's 20 wins.
That's true. That's true. Maybe we need to figure that out next year, or maybe my team just needs to win more next year. I don't know.
Winning more, would have helped a lot. Not going 1-9 in July is still wild to me.
Yeah. Well, that's tough. No wins in July, hard to do. But J-Ro, thanks for filling in, man. Hey, appreciate it.
It's good to be back with you, Prez. It was a fun evening. And
very fun evening, nice and quick. Not too bad. We're going to be back on Tuesday, right? Are you going to be with us for the Merrimack one on Tuesday?
Tuesday, we're going to be doing the bowl on Tuesday. Hopefully we play tomorrow night and we can do the toilet bowl Tuesday and get this show on the road.
Absolutely. But we got a Chambers comment here. I can't stop before flashing a Chambers comment. So A&D challenge someone other than toilet bowl winner first round. Not sure if Colby has the kahunas to do so. So Chambers wants A&D to pick either the 5 or the 6 seed, is what he's saying.
It's not going to happen.
I don't see it.
So I think if either of us win, so he's either going to take one of us or Holtz.
Yeah,
like he's at the very least he's taking our winner.
Who is he in this situation?
Colby.
Oh, or Dustin. I didn't know if we were I was like, I don't know if it was Colby or Dustin or what.
It's the collective he. A&D is going to take the winner, at the very least, the winner of our game.
Okay.
I guess.
I think that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
I think Colby's told me basically point blank, like if you guys make it out of the toilet bowl, and I can't blame them. You just saw we were 1-9 in our last 10. So, but at that point we'd be on a 1-game win streak. So watch out. We've only lost to A&D by a total of 2 runs. In 2 games, we've lost by 2 runs. Wow. Just saying. Come get it. All right. Well, J-Ro, thanks again. Hey, thanks everyone who joined us live. I'll see everyone down there hopefully tomorrow night. And if not, let's have a big toilet bowl night. Have a good night, everybody.